A construction company owned by a Republican donor who likes to compliment Trump quite a bit on Fox News has just been given a $400 million sweetheart deal by the Trump administration to help construct the border wall. So the Department of Defense has announced that Fisher Sand and Gravel Co. from North Dakota will build new barriers in Arizona following reports that Trump repeatedly pushed for the company to be given the contract despite concerns from engineering officials. Trump has been enamored with Tommy Fisher, the company's chief executive, who has made multiple appearances on Fox News to promote his firm and insist that it would do a better job than those the government had already chosen. Now, I want to give you a little example of what Fisher does on Fox News. Let's take a quick look.
So have you spoken to the president? Have you reached out to the White House, to the Transportation Department to see if they will hire your company?
I'm meeting with DHS tomorrow. We've met with several senators in Congress, congressional staff that will be out there. We've demonstrated our ability to build over a mile a day a few weeks ago, where we're going to have congressional members and senators there in 2 weeks. And just to prove that when we say something, we mean what we say and we do what we say. The president will, if he allows us to play and our team of Fisher Industries to play, I guarantee you, no different than Tom Brady, once we get in, we never come out. And if we don't perform, the president can fire us. And that's how comfortable and confident I am, is when people see what we really offer.
I love it. I'm not taking sides on which prototype is best, but this is why you're a good businessman.
Well, he's not really a good businessman because, again, the Army Corps of Engineers looked at this company and the fact that they didn't meet standards. Trump has repeatedly pushed for Fisher to get a wall building contract, urging officials with the Army Corps of Engineers to pick him, only to be told that Fisher's bids did not meet standards. So there were lawsuits that this company faced in the past because of concerns, construction concerns, safety concerns. We'll get to that in just a minute, but it doesn't matter. He compliments Trump. He does Trump's bidding for him on Fox News, and that's all that matters. So Trump is gonna push, he's gonna intervene to make sure that this guy gets a $400 million contract to construct the wall.
Yeah, there's one other part of this as to why Trump seems to like him. Because he goes on Fox News and tells Trump what he wants to hear, not just about Trump, but about the wall. So every expert is saying that it's gonna take about $8 billion. But this guy keeps going on and saying, no, I could do it for 1.4 billion. Now, the Army Corps of Engineers is saying, no, he can't. It won't meet our standards at all. It won't work. And Trump's like, I like it. 1.4 billion is less than 8 billion. And he's saying that he can do it really quick. And Army Corps of Engineers is like, yeah, it's an obvious false promise. He can't do it that quick. But Trump's like, I don't need facts. Facts are stupid.
In fact, can we go to that video? This is Trump doing exactly what Cenk just described.
What's the latest with both the wall? What's the latest on that situation? And what is I don't know if you heard about this contractor that said he can build the whole wall for a lot cheaper than anybody else and get it done by 2020. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am. We're dealing with him, actually. It's Fisher. Comes from North Dakota, recommended strongly by a great new senator, as you know, Kevin Cramer. And they're real, but they've been bidding, and so far they haven't been meeting the bids. I thought they would. But when we get them for a bid, we're building many sections of wall right now that's under construction right now. And I intend to have, by the end of next year, over 400 miles of wall. We've renovated a lot of wall already. A lot of the wall was, I'm good at this stuff. That's what I do.
No, what you do is go bankrupt 6 times. That's what you do. Although I gotta say, he did convince me, and this is a little bit ironic, in that interview that it should go to Fisher. Because he ain't gonna build it by 2020. If he builds anything, it's gonna be totally flim-flam. This is a classic conservative scam, right? Like, oh yeah. I'll build it quick. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And I'll build it perfect. And I'll do it for less than a quarter of the price. Yeah, that's it, that's the ticket. And that's why, look, I told you, I saw a guy who works in sales, he said, oh, we sell everything to the right-wing talk shows. Gold, shakes, miracle, proteins, etc. Because their audience will believe anything. And so that's why the guy goes on Fox News and he listens to Trump. Yeah, they should give it to him because he definitely won't build it. So, okay, now I do want to say there was another funny moment there. because Kevin Cramer, the North Dakota senator that Trump alluded to, has been going around saying, look, I didn't have anything to do with it. Now, he got money from Fisher. Kevin Cramer did. He got $10,000.
These people are such bad people.
And then Kevin Cramer then brought Fisher to the State of the Union as his guest, right? So they're like, oh, are you the one pushing Trump to pick Fisher for that contract? And he says, no, I'm not pushing him to pick the firm at all. And then Trump in that clip, you heard him say, oh, Kevin Cramer's telling me to pick him.
Yeah, Kevin, I know that is pretty funny. That is pretty funny. And just to be specific, Kevin Cramer was given $10,000 by the Fisher family for his Senate campaign in 2018.
Yes, and then look, going to a Republican donor, this contract is the least surprising thing in the world. But the fact that the Army Corps of Engineers is saying, no, it does not meet the standard. And Trump's still saying, no, I don't care about standards. Let's just give it to him anyway. That's the problem.
Yeah, and here's one other problem. It's a shady company, guys. It's a shady company, okay? I'll give you examples. Fisher Sand and Gravel Co., by the way, too long of a name, you gotta change it, has a record of more than $1 million in fines for environmental and tax violations, according to CNN. And its former co-owner pleaded guilty to tax fraud and was sentenced to 37 months in prison back in 2009. Fisher has worked with some Trump allies, including former Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach and ex-White House advisor Steve Bannon to build border fencing on private land using private donations.
Okay, so the $1 million in fines for environmental and tax violations. First of all, Trump's like, tax violations, love it. Bring this guy in right away.
Besties.
That's right, peas in a pod. And then on the environmental violations, Trump probably thinks it's not the bug, that's the feature. I don't want to follow environmental regulations. I don't want to follow the law. Remember when he told people that were working on the wall before, he's like, just seize the land, even if it's private land, I'll pardon you later.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care about the law at all. So this guy's tailor-made for him. Good, build a crappy wall that doesn't work at all. I know it's a waste of money, but otherwise you were wasting. The second advantage of giving it to Fisher is, like, the first advantage is the wall won't work. It won't be up by that time, and if it is, it'll be super shoddy. The second advantage is, instead of wasting $8 billion, we only waste $1.4 billion. Maybe we could make a deal.
This is money that he diverted from disaster relief funds, from other government agencies that actually help the American people. This doesn't help anyone. All it does is it helps Trump to build his hate monument for his re-election campaign. That's all it is.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.